everyone. So one question I get asked quite a lot is why I conceal after my foundation. I think this confuses quite a lot of people because in the past I think you were kind of told, especially in beauty books and in more the old-fashioned like beauty schools and stuff, they used to say to conceal before your foundation. Now there are exceptions to the rule, but I'll just explain to you quickly why I conceal after my foundation and when to apply the different concealers. So when it comes to just plain old like spot concealer, you know, like your MAC Studio Finish concealer or the Derma Colour, any of those ones that are really good for covering up blemishes, slightly more thicker concealers, I always apply them after my liquid foundation or cream foundation or mousse foundation. But if you don't wear liquid foundation and you only wear powder foundation, you apply it before that. So one of the reasons why you'd apply it after liquid foundations is because oftentimes your foundation is going to provide enough coverage that it'll conceal the area, and you're often wasting product by using concealer first, or sometimes you'll get away with just applying a second layer of your foundation over the area and again you won't need to conceal. If you've applied your foundation and you find that you do need to conceal, like with a blemish I had here earlier on, then you can go ahead and apply a little bit of your proper concealer after your foundation, and it stops you wasting product. It gives you a bit more of how to gauge how much to use, and it can kind of make it look less cakey. A lot of the time if you apply concealer before your foundation and you take the time to really apply it carefully and conceal all the areas well, once you apply your foundation, especially if you use this kind of brush and you brush it on, you're going to just move that concealer that you've applied first underneath, as you won't have been able to have set it with any powder or anything first. So keep that in mind. Now, like I said, there are exceptions to the rules. If you're using colour correctors, which are usually similar consistency but just different in colours, so you can get lilac, you can get green, you can get pink. These are all correspond to different colours that they would be opposite to on the colour wheel. So for instance, very red areas could be concealed by using the green corrector, or purple areas using yellow corrector, so on and so forth, or blue could be corrected using peachy or more orange correctors. So you can apply these before your foundation, because obviously you're going to have to get rid of that colour or tone down that colour afterwards, but you just have to be really careful applying your foundation over those correctors, that you pat it on rather than wipe it all over. So do keep that in mind. There will be exceptions to, I wouldn't say the rules, but this is just how I find it works better, and most people I think nowadays find it works better this way. Obviously you'd apply your concealer before powder foundations, because if you put cream over a powder it just tends to cake up a little bit. So I would put the concealer on your blemish first and then press a little bit of powder in with a small brush, like really press it in rather than wipe it on, and then that'll have it set, and then you can go ahead and apply your powder, wipe it on, whatever you normally apply over that. That's pretty much it as far as face concealers go. Some people find they don't really need to use those really heavy, more cream, slightly thicker concealers. Some people do use the more liquid concealers, almost as the same way you'd use foundation on your face, just to even out skin tone. Do that the same way. Either use it instead of your foundation, or if your foundation isn't heavy enough, just use it a little bit. So I use it over my nose because I have a lot of freckles and colouring on my nose that doesn't exactly even out or match up with the rest of my face. So sometimes I'll put a liquid concealer over that area, and that's absolutely fine. And then when it comes to under eye concealer, I will apply, or your eye concealer, I'll apply that over the entire lid area up top, because it's really good for evening out skin tone. If you don't have very dry eyelids, you can go ahead and put your own liquid foundation, your foundation up there as well. There's no need for both of them. If you have your foundation on your eyelid, don't bother putting your concealer on it, because the foundation will have usually applied enough of a base that it will hide most of the veins and even out skin tone and take away some of that redness. And also one place I will not put foundation is right up here under this area, because the skin is so thin and it's really fine, and it'll show up any lines, and to be honest, the foundation for your face generally isn't made for this area. Now, again, there's an exception. I will use it on some generally younger skins, younger girls whose skin isn't quite as thin, who've more plumped out skin, who don't have to worry about any lines. You know, it's usually can get away with it with that, but for me, I only apply my foundation up until this circle here, and then I'll get a concealer that's specifically for that eye area, and I'll apply it from here and blend it down underneath into my foundation. If you're doing that, make sure that if your foundation is oil-based and you're going to be mixing your concealer in with it, have that be oil-based as well, and same with, you know, try and keep water-based products together and oil-based products together. That's just one little thing to consider as well. And then finally, when it comes to knowing whether to apply your concealer before your eye makeup or after your eye makeup, I usually apply my foundation first and then I'll do my eye makeup, because generally you'll get a little bit of fallout, especially right here where you know, the top of your cheekbone comes out, and it almost provides a perfect platform for anything to fall on. So I can wipe away any of that dirt once my eye makeup is done, and then I'll apply some concealer. It'll not only conceal, but it'll also, you know, wipe away some of that fallout from your eye makeup. So it's up to you whether you apply concealer before or after your eye makeup. I personally find that if I apply it before my eye makeup, I nearly always have to wipe it away and reapply. So it depends on what products you're using on your eyes. If you're only using a cream eyeshadow, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to get any fallout from a cream eyeshadow. So it's all just common sense when it comes to deciding whether your products are going to have any chance of falling down onto that area or not. So I hope this helped answer that question a little bit for anyone who was wondering about that, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.